Alright guys, so which scrub cap we going with today? Got the Bluey, Van Gogh, Starry Night, some little dancing skeletons, getting close to October. Or do we show out with the classic Yale Anesthesia custom one? Because for the next 2 weeks, I'm back home. Welcome back to Anesthesia. I'll see you. Everyone's tired. What are we out here? Why? Look who I bumped into.
This is a post call 24. It was a pretty good night, I'm not gonna lie.
Just mission report.
Oh yeah, mission report. Yeah, so you know, this is the hospital here. This is post call 24 hours. You know, we had some crazy cases over there.
Being back on anesthesia as an anesthesia intern is basically like being on a med student rotation, except with way more social interaction. To be completely honest, you show up at like 7 to maybe help set up the room, and then you get out whenever your senior resident thinks you should get out. And that can be anywhere from immediately after induction at like 8 o'clock a.m., yes, or after like the induction of the second or third case of the day around noon. Fit check, Bluey scrub cap, OR mask, flushes, notebook, work phone, stethoscope, lanyard, with the Bucky's plushie, because today we're on pediatrics. You show up, have your go at an airway, get your IVs in, and then more often than not, the senior resident will be like, see ya.
Right side. Yeah, another one. Is it body? Yeah, hold your arm, right?
Of course, as a resident, you know a lot more, kind of have an understanding of what's going on. But my program does a pretty good job of putting anesthesia in places where you need a break. It's supposed to be chill. The culture of this field is chill. They want you to eat. They want you to have coffee breaks. Follows us everywhere, right?
Absolutely.
Everywhere.
Better than this, promise you.
Welcome,
guys.
Welcome to the anesthesia hallway. This is where
all the magic happens, as they like to say.
I'm back home. I'm back home, and I love it.
It's gonna be a matter of time before you're actually really here.
Coffee breaks. They want you to be as stressless as possible. All reasons why you should join the best field in the world. Cough, cough. All the med students applying right now. And I'm telling you, just over the course of this rotation, the amount of conversations I've had with both people interested in surgery, currently in surgery, or are applying this cycle and are wondering if I should apply to Yale, I think you have an idea of how those conversations went and which direction I was pointing. I got to be in both the pediatric and adult ORs. I love how I said the pediatric ones first. And somehow I was 100% for all my IVs on the pediatric side, and like I sucked at the adult IVs for some reason, even though I've gotten all my adult IVs on the floor. To me, I don't understand why it's easier for me to put a 22 gauge into a like 4-year-old than an 18 gauge into a full-grown adult where I can see the veins from across the room. I don't get it. Regardless, this is why anesthesia is a 4-year program. You get 3 years of just doing that over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, so you'll get good even if you're meh at it your first year as an intern. I can like physically feel the joy returning back to my system. Oh, this is great. But also, I've been cramming for step 3 because I take it at the end of this block. I'll also show you how I've been studying and what makes step 3 a little bit different. Just give me a second. But the extra time in this rotation has actually allowed me to kind of similarly take care of myself, work out again, cook, take care of all my errands, the typical adult life stuff. I didn't film much of it because I didn't know if you guys want to see the adult stuff. Hold on. Scratch that. I didn't film much of that stuff because I don't know if that's boring to watch, or let me know if you want to see more of just the everyday life stuff of a resident. I don't know. As you can tell, I'm kind of new to this whole YouTube thing. Anyways, I'm about to take step 3 in just a couple days at the end of this rotation block. One of those kind of necessary evils to get out of the way during intern year. Let me quickly run down how I've been preparing. So for those of you who don't know, step 3 is the third and last in the USMLE or US medical licensing exam series. Step 1 and 2 you take in med school, and those are just like the same old multiple choice question exams that we've all come to know and love. And then you take step 3 in residency, and typically by the end of your first year of residency. The structure of step 3, and Ong King, who my entire medical education is probably built off of, has a great video on how to study for step 3 if you don't listen to anything I say. Link is down in the description. But it's a 2-day exam. 75% of the exam is basically step 2.1. It is the same old step 2 type questions. It's so similar, in fact, I'm literally using my old step 2 and step 1 notes that I've archived in the Notion that I made with Rahul. His step 2 guides are also linked in the description. That's how I scored very high on step 2. And I honestly didn't overcomplicate things with the multiple choice question preparation. Just do you, world. I split the step 3 question bank with a couple of my buddies. We staggered our test dates, so like a 3-month subscription lasted for all 3 of us. And it's all about getting back into that rhythm of multiple choice standardized questions, which for me was do 1 or 2 blocks every day for, I'm gonna be completely honest, 3 weeks prior to my test date. Because if you're working hard and learning on the job in residency, you're simultaneously preparing for any sort of exam, especially an exam that relies heavily on medicine knowledge. For my psych and like ortho surgery residents out there, you might want to study a little bit more. Also my pediatric residents out there too, just because you're not seeing a lot of adult medicine in your day-to-day. But thankfully for all you guys, with the exception of I think like GI and cardiology, nobody really cares fellowship-wise about your step 3 score. You just gotta pass, and the exam is set up so that ortho bro that insulin left their vocabulary the second they walked out of the step 2 test center, they need to be able to pass. So if this exam is set up for them to pass, I think most people should be okay if they just put one foot in front of the other and make a valid effort to study. Review your biostats, review your ethics, do practice questions. If you studied well for step 1 and 2, that information is like somewhere in your head. You just gotta like pull it out and dust it off. But there is one thing that is very different about this exam, which is day 2 of it. Besides the fact that this is a 2-day stupid exam, there are these things called CCS cases that, this might be the masochism in me talking, dare I say they're kind of fun? Because you treat them like a video game. And here's the part of the video where you get to do a question with me. Am I way too excited about this? I'm losing my mind right now. Either that or this is like my 3rd cup of coffee talking. So there's a practice site called like CCS cases. You Google it, it'll probably be the first one up there. But it brings up like all these high yield ones. There's 2 that are completely free, and then there's like 170 high yield ones that I bought. Again, split it with some of my co-residents to cut down on the ridiculous amount of money we have to spend on board prep stuff. But I do think these are really important to do because they're very different, and it basically tests your ability to shotgun labs. So what we are going to do is I'm gonna start screen recording one. We're gonna just work through this. And I'll kind of show you what I mean by it is a little different. And by the end of it, let's see if you can get it too. And I'm gonna record my entire reaction live. We are gonna do the number 1 high yield one, and it is just straight chest pain. Let's see how quickly we can do this. All right, ED, 65-year-old male, sharp chest pain, difficulty breathing, acute distress, moaning, holding hands over right side of his chest. All right, you got your vitals here, tachy times 2, BP. Okay, cool. HPI, 65-year-old, counting, yeah. Excruciating sharp chest pain, right side, marked respiratory distress, 8 out of 10. Increase in respiration, unaided. All right, oxygen. Okay, cool. Never happened in the past. So it's like kind of weird because you get 8 minutes. The first thing you typically do is just interval H&P and like you just click all this stuff. Like is there any reason to get a genital or breast exam on this patient? Absolutely not. But like I have never seen you be penalized for this, which is like what I mean by this is kind of a game. All right, you get your thing, it like moves the time along. Chest pain, moaning, holding breath, skin is pale, cool, diaphoretic. Slight tracheal deviation to the left, hyperresonance to percussion on the right. No breath sounds. Breath sounds present on the left. Wow. No JVD. Peripheral pulses weak but equal. Abdominal. Yeah. Okay. All right. So after all that, then you go over to the write orders or review chart, which is where this kind of becomes a game, and it just becomes like how quickly can you just type in all the orders. And basically, unless it is an invasive procedure or order, you will not get penalized for over ordering, which is why it's like it's not a great test of like practicality. It just is a great test of like, do you know what to order? It's weird. And there's little nuances to it, like you have to type in like pulse ox. They won't just do a pulse ox for you. And then like there's certain things that everybody gets, like CBC, CMP, this person respiratory distress, oxygen, pulse ox. It's chest pain, so I'm getting troponin, EKG, like automatic pain, morphine, like Zofran. Like you can basically get away with giving everybody that, and that's what I say. It's a game, man. Morphine, Zofran. Everybody gets a lipid panel for God knows what reason. A1C, point of care glucose, TSH. If they're a female, they're getting a beta HCG, urinalysis. This person, chest x-ray, even though I'm pretty sure we know what it is. And let's see, chest x-ray. What else do we need here? We got pain taken care of, oxygen we're gonna give him. So your ACS workup. Okay. Chest x-ray. Y'all want to order anything else? I don't know. We'll see. But we're going to confirm those orders. You're going to click through a lot of stuff. So we're going to do some oxygen via nasal cannula, put them on continuous pulse ox. Oh, we should probably put them on tele. That's something. That's the thing. Like you have to order these things. It is kind of weird. Zofran, just like it is strange. You can't treat these as as real life. If you treat it like real life, you're gonna lose points. And like I think everybody preparing for step 3 needs to be doing these cases because it is very different. Let me put in telemetry real quick. Okay, cool. To be honest, like clinically, we can probably tell. I'm gonna hold off. Anybody want to say what it is? Anyone want to say what it is? It's probably tension pneumo, because decreased breath sounds, trachea is not midline. So I mean, I'm gonna put in a needle decompression for pneumothorax, sure. All right, and then you can do like a call me when needed, pulse ox 92, and you're just starting to click through stuff. Whoosh of air heard, 2 connected, wow, cool. Patient is feeling better, oh my gosh. See, it's like entering in like the voice, what's it called? And so if you get the right answer, the case ends early, and then you have to put in all these like health maintenance stuff. So I always do advise and then vaccines, because like they're always gonna want to do this stuff. So like the simple things, for example, this guy's 65, so maybe an advanced directive or a living will, I don't know. Exercise program. These are things that like I will always just put in. Like medication compliance, always will put that in. No illegal drug use. I think that's pretty good to advise to everybody. No smoking. And then like, I'm just gonna say no alcohol. Let's, be all good. These are all things that like you have to put in, and if you don't know to click them, you just will lose points for really stupid stuff. And for vaccines, like literally I just click like everybody is getting DTaP, HPV, flu, MMR, meningococcal, pneumococcal, and shingles, and then a COVID vaccine. Like, are any of those like actually relevant? Probably not. But like, that's where, I mean, this is just a game. Like, you just gotta feed them what they want, and then that's it. All right, I got a 92%. So what did I miss here? Order imaging before treatment. Oh, I was supposed to have just like stuck a needle in it without like getting an image. Sick. Wow. But like the average first score attempt was a 75. I got a 92. So I think it's decent. And yeah, like that, those are kind of like what these cases are supposed to be like. A thing that I started doing actually was I started writing down like a blanket list of things to order. So like everybody is getting these like orders for just generally. And then you go into specifics like alter mental status, you're all getting this, and MI, you're getting this, like an unresponsive patient, you're getting this, like a DKA, getting this, and then like meningitis, you need a U-tox and a UA, and then like the little things, like an MI, they really want you to do like Plavix. Just that's how I've studied for it, and I would highly recommend it. And then just review, what things you need to order shotgun wise to get you the result, and you win the game. And there's a lot of times where like the case isn't ending like usual, and then all of a sudden you're just like clicking stuff. Like for example, there was a case that I knew it was viral meningitis, and the case wouldn't end. It kept giving me normal vital signs, and I just ended up typing CSF into the order thing, and then just clicked every single like viral culture or PCR that was even listed, and then all of a sudden it was like West Nile virus positive, and then the next text prompt was, the patient is glad that what is wrong has been found, and then case ends. And you're just like, this is so dumb. But it is kind of fun. Like I said, it is literally like those dialogue things in video games where you have to like keep clicking until you get the right like path to end the case. But yeah, that's like the last thing that is part of step 3. And that's the only thing that's really different about it. But it is kind of fun. Hope y'all enjoyed that little mental exercise, and hopefully you found out what it was. Drop a comment if you knew what the diagnosis was and you knew what to do way before I said so. And also let me know if you want to do more of these things. Like, I would love to live stream this and do like some education stuff. That would be really cool, because I feel like I did decently well on step 2, and I've been doing decently well on these CCS cases. Enough for me not to really be that worried, and to be able to enjoy anesthesia and still take step 3. And I'm just gonna be so happy to get this done and over with and have this monkey off my back. Good morning. Let's go meet my old friend Pediatric. Let's knock step 3 out of the way. I'm ready to get this done and over with. Wish me luck. And we'll see you on the other side. Hello, generic looking corporate building. Pediatric, we meet again. Day 2. I forgot to record day 1. I'm very tired. Let's get this bread, I guess. And goodbye, USMLE. Step 1, 2, 3, done. Oh, that was terrible. But I also finished with like 2.5 hours left. It's just a 2-day exam. That is brutal. And day 1 was so much biostats and biochem that has nothing to do with like actually being a doctor. But the CCS cases are fun. I managed to make them all end early, so that's why. And now I get to take all the useless step knowledge to ICU next. But step 3, goodbye.